Hi everyone, welcome back to Corona Blossom, Volume 3, Episode 12. And hopefully this will be the last episode for this volume and the whole trilogy. So Beltiel managed to destroy the launch mechanism, aka the mass driver that they were going to use to send Arne back to space. But according to Yunie, it looks like the mechanism can still be used despite its deficiencies. So the problem is that Keiji is going to need a lot of extra power to be able to give the escape pod that Arne will be riding in enough boost to break Earth's gravity, so reach escape velocity. And during the battle, so once again, Beltiel got defeated by the green slime, and Lily was so angry that Beltiel destroyed most of her underling robots. And during the tie-up time, it looks like Kanade is able to wake up and ask Beltiel for her body back. And Beltiel tried to make compromises like, well, if I give you your body back, you must make demands. So 1, help get me untied, and 2, get rid of the slime. And I think Kanade's like, well, Beltiel, I think you've had enough. You've gone way beyond what you were intending on doing, so I want you out of my body. And Kanade swallows slime to make Beltiel angry. So anyways, it looks like the launch capsule and mechanism is fixed and they're going to give it a go. And I hope it's safe for Arne to travel. Okay, so Arne's like, or Kei's like, so Arne, we've done everything we can to prepare, and all that's left is the actual launch. So to be honest, I'm not entirely sure if we will succeed. Well, I trust in Keiji, says Arne. So the problem that they're launching so soon is because they don't want Beltiel to kidnap Arne, because he's desperate for Arne because of her master plan. And now that Beltiel's down, it looks like she's summoned backup and reinforcements, and they are going to arrive at the drawbridge at any moment.
Keiji-sama, あるね。Mignon の核を設置しました。使用の際はそちらのスイッチを押してください。やあ、ありがとう、ユニ。しっかりやれよ。
Well, you gotta make it work. Right. So we're already on this end. So Arne, I'm going to go and help out over there. So I'll shut the door. Okay? So, last words? I'm sorry, there's no time. So try talking to me through the headset. So what is it? Wait, what?
グミの傷はもうとっくに治ってるんだって。でもバルアに乗れないのは精神的なものだってグミが電話で言ってるのを聞いたの。だからケイジ、いつかケイジから教えてあげて。頼んだよ。
Okay, alright. So I'll keep it in mind. Yeah, this isn't really something to talk about over the radio. Okay, so goodbye, Arne. I close the airlock and flip the switch to lock the escape pod into place inside the mass driver. Okay, so here it begins. And it's a little unsatisfying having everything happen automatically. Well, he just has to make sure that it does function as intended, so it does lock and the escape pod is in position. No, I should stop mopping and help everyone with the preparations.
刑事様、各員準備は整いました。 あとはカウントダウンと同時に発射シーケンスを開始します。
Okay, so it's now time for the countdown. Okay, go ahead.
了解。カウントダウンを開始します。10。
So 10. Okay, Kumiko, let's do this.
あいよ、バーンと打ち上げちゃおうぜ。
And at that reassuring response, I clutch on tight to the Vork's control lever. And my palms are running with sweat.
9、8、7、6、5、4、3、2、1、
Okay, here it comes. So 1.
0。点火。
Okay, so ignition. So we have ignition. And it's a lot for Kumiko and Keiji to handle. An explosion of pure energy engulfs us as we hit the barrel with the makeshift pile bunkers fitted to our Vork's arms. Wait, so is there anything wrong? Is there any problems? So, Yunie-san, how's this?
必要エネルギー充填率 8%。まだまだ足りません。
So, you need more power, so 8's not enough. Damn, so that's even less than I expected. So let's keep going, Kumiko, so we gotta increase our power.
あいよ。
And we take aim at the barrel again, which is now connected to the generator with the pile bunkers we hurriedly fashion out of some shards of fractal. And after lining up our Vorks next to each other, Kumiko and I fire again. So how's this one?
ちょっと、なんで二人が苦しんでるの？ねえ、ユニねえ。
And it's making RNA worry.
充填率 17%。次。
So keep going, so 17%. Okay, gotta push it.
もういい、ケイジ、グミ。あとはアルネの記憶を使う。大丈夫、忘れても写真があるから思い出せる。
And it's making RNA even more worried.
違う。そんなことのために写真を持たせたんじゃない。
No, no, no. Well, that's right, RNA, so stop messing around. Do you want all of our efforts to go to waste?
だけど。
But both of you are suffering. So just leave it to us. So you promise you wouldn't use your powers anymore?
でも、シャモは何が起きてるか知ってるの？
So, do you know what's going on?
エネルギーを作ってんだろ。
Well, they're trying to generate enough energy for you.
でも、なんだか苦しそうだよ。そりゃまあエネルギーだからな。いわば手先で小さなダイナマイトをぶっ放してるみたいなもんだから、反動もそれなりに来る。
So it takes a lot of energy to launch you.
充填率 42%。回転が始まりました。ラストポット加速開始。
Okay, so now 42%. And now it's getting
大半分来たって感じかな。
and it's getting overwhelming for Kumiko and Keiji to handle this. And a collision between two fractal objects creates an explosion. And that's why I came up with the idea to use the shards from the cannon barrel. However, it's not nearly as efficient as I hoped.
おい、ケイジ、マジで回収部隊ってやつが来たみたいだぞ。海の方から、ヘリに、車に、大軍だ。
And to make matters worse, the recovery team from Beltiel's or Kanai's laboratory is coming, and they're going to stop this operation. Or they're going to put a dent in this operation. So let's hurry, Kumiko.
行くよ。
Okay. So we gotta do this before they make their way to the mass driver.
待って、もういい、ケイジ、ごめん、もういい、やめて。62%。もう少しで。は？
So now 62%. So what happened? Uh-oh, so if the cables break, then it's going to ruin the trajectory. Damn it, Kumiko. So I'll keep charging this thing. You. Okay, so it looks like Shino's dad and who else? So the Gramps, they'll help hold up the drawbridge. Wait, Pops? Gramps? Well, I'm sure there will be more people or more works machines that could help with this. So almost there, 77%. Wait, we don't have much time left. And this bridge is heavy. Wait, Gramps? Well, you focus on your job. So power up the mass driver. So now 86%. And the main cable snap and I feel the bridge shift beneath my feet, completely unsupported. Wait, we're almost there, 86%. Well, oh no, it's collapsing. And I think Lily is here to the rescue. And at loud screaming, let's see, mingles with a low rumbling sound. Okay, so Lily's going to use her spaceship to hold up the drawbridge. So we've used every last bit drop of energy for a spaceship, so you gotta do this or else everything goes to waste. So keep it going. And now they're using their exercise bike and extra power from the underling robots to keep it up. It's 94. Okay, 94%. Oh no. So I see people from Beltiel's lab. Watch out. Okay, keep it going, Kumiko. Okay, so now they have enough power for takeoff, so... Okay, Arne, so this is it. So, we're powered up. So, have a safe trip, Arne. Okay, so go, Arne. So, see you later. Or see you. Arne's pod shoots up into the sky, and here we see it launched. It leaves a rainbow-colored trail in its wake as it heads up towards space. But it gradually seems to lose momentum, and the iridescent trail begins fading away. Okay, so now use the Mignon. And with a dazzling flash, the pod speeds up as if spurred by our cries of encouragement. And having broken free of the gravity's clutches, it accelerates beyond escape velocity. And the brilliant light seems to narrow to a point, before bursting outwards into all the colors of the rainbow. And in a blink of an eye, the pod disappears from sight. So it looks like they were able to successfully send Arne away from Earth. And I'm sure the next question is, will Arne make it safely back home? Because it's going to take many years to travel through space. And it vanishes into the dark among the twinkling stars. And all that remains is the iridescent light fluttering down on us like powder snow. And showered with dancing fragments of light, we continued staring up at the patch of sky where she vanished. Our summer with Arne has come to an end. Okay, so we're at the credits for the third volume, and because this is the final volume, it means that there is an epilogue waiting for us. So I'm going to go ahead and skip this credits, and we're going to see how this trilogy ends in the epilogue. So hold on for a minute. Okay, so we're now at the epilogue, and that was a very intense ending, given that there were so many unexpected problems that happened, and it ended with Kumiko and Keiji having to power up the launch mechanism, or the mass driver, manually, along with Lily using every last drop of energy she had. But in the end, it was all a success. So now it looks like Kanade is enjoying sake with the other old people, and let's see how this goes.
ある日、宇宙警察海賊課、通称シャークで働く一人の刑事がキャッツの使用を検知し、捜査のために辺境の惑星までやってきました。ですが、その刑事はならず者の宇宙海賊になんと返り討ちにされてしまいます。海賊は刑事を撃った手法を浜辺に捨て、そのままどこか遠くに去っていきました。
おお、それが俺たちが拾った煙突だったんだよな。すげえ広いもんしまったぜ。
So those became our chimneys, right?
そしてその騒ぎでフラクタリウムを感じ取ってやってきたのが天使ベルティエルで、彼女はその場に倒れていた刑事を見つけたの。それが何を隠そう、この私、日置奏の正体だったの。
Okay, so I was the main officer, or the leader.
よく言うぜ。天使に乗っ取られている間、ずーっと忘れてたくせによ。
So it looks like the other people accepted the fact that Kanade got possessed by Beltiel.
面目ない。自分でも宇宙パトロールの一員だったなんて全然知らなかったのよね。
And I had no idea that I originally belonged to the Space Patrol.
で、乗っ取った天使がおめえさんの体と記憶を使って研究所に潜り込んだんだよな。
そう、ララさんに会ったことがある刑事君に近づくためにご両親の事故を利用してカウンセラーと偽ってね。
なんてやつだ、許せないね。昇進の刑事君を騙して取り入れた。
もういつも言ってるけど、その時は私だったのよね。天使じゃなくて、もちろんシャークの一員でもなくて、日置奏個人として接していたの。ベルに思い込まされていたとはいえ、 本当にカウンセラーとしてケイジ君に接していたの。そこは絶対よ。
So I wonder if it's Beltiel who approached Keiji, or was it Kanade herself?
本当かよ。にわかにゃ信じられねえな。
ねえ、本当よ。この大吟醸二次流星に誓ってもいいわ。嘘なら全部飲ませてあげる。
And it's just maybe the usual Kanade's being drunk again.
まさか日置の嬢ちゃんがそこまで言うとは。こりゃ間違いねえな。
でしょ。
でもよ、その天使今はおとなしくなったって言うけど、かなでちゃんの中にまだいるんだろ。
So anyways, is Beltiel still within you?
ねえ、アルネちゃんの打ち上げの時にどさくさに紛れて私が上位になって、彼女は私の潜在意識に。
Well, she still lives in me, but me, Kanade, is able to control my body now.
ってこの話何度も話してるでしょ。まだ信じてくれないの？
But it's still hard to believe in Kanade.
そう言われてもな、小難しくて入ってこねえんだよな。
Well, it's too complicated for us to understand.
まったく、あれから数年が経つというのに、哀れな子羊どもにも信じられていないとは。私の意向も地に落ちたものね。だってすごく落ち込んでるみたいね。
え、今のはそうなのか？俺はてっきり嬢ちゃんの酔った勢いでやってる悪ふざけだと思ってたぜ。
Wait, I thought it was just a drunken ramble.
俺もなんか今日の芝居はキレッキレだなと思ってた時はあったが、まさか本物だったとはね。
ほんとみんな全然信じてくれないのね。お姉さん悲しいわ。
おいおい、誰がお姉さんだよ。
で、
信じるも信じないも、そもそも俺たちは天使ってやつをよく知らねえからな。
それもそうよね。
何でもかんでも一人でやろうとしてたんだろ。いいか悪いかは別としてよ。
Okay?
そうさ、よくわかんねえけどよ、世の中よくしたいってんなら一人でやるんじゃなくて、みんなとうまくやっていればうまくいったかもしれねえのにな。
Well, that's true.
そうね、言っておくわ。
ていうか、嬢ちゃんの中にいいんだろ。じゃあもう聞こえてんじゃねえのか。
うるさいって怒ってるわ。相変わらずね。
So, still, Beltiel's upset that her plan failed for good, and she's still angry about it, and it looks like she still won't accept defeat.
そりゃそうだろう。天使も人間と一緒で、そうそう少年は変わらねえよ。
それもそうかもしれないわね。お疲れ様。
Okay, so I wonder if Keiji and the others trust Kanai now. So Keiji felt that, well, even though Kanai says that it's her, he feels that maybe Beltiel still has control of Kanade, given all the lies that Beltiel keeps spewing out.
なんだよ、宴会抜けてきたのか？
なんだかみんな眠くなってきたみたいで、まだお昼だっていうのにね。
And it looks like Lily and Yunie are still here.
休日とはいえ、昼間から酒を浴びるように飲んでいれば当然です。
はあ、しかしずっと聞こえてたんだけどよ。何度聞いても全くもって間の抜けた話だよな。
何がかしら？ベルのこと？
ああ、フラクタリウム欲しさに戻ってくるかどうかわからない姉貴を待って長年にわたって刑事を見張るなんてよ。
しかもその間は基本天使は休眠状態。ララ様やフラクタリウムに関係すること以外では全く目を覚まさなかったのですよね。
Okay, so that was probably the time during Volume 2.
まったくよ。ひどい話よね。ほとんど人任せだなんて。まあ、そんな風にちょっと間が抜けてるベルだから、私もこうしてまたみんなと話せるようになったんだけど。奏の記憶が戻って6年。はあ、月日が流れるのは早いね。
So it's been 6 years since the launch of Arne.
記憶が戻ったというより、逆にベルを乗っ取って忘れた部分を知ったって感じなんだけどね。
Well, it is kind of hard for me to figure out when Bell or Beltiel took over me.
未だに自分がシャークの一員だったなんてわかんないんだもの。
And I think part of the possession was that Beltiel erased the time or the memories of Kanade working with the sharks.
でもまあ、6年経っても思い出せないんだし、もう忘れたままでいいんじゃねえの？
And it's best if you don't remember because, well, the sharks are Lily and Yunie's main enemies and Laws as well.
ええ、リリ様が無駄遣いしなければララ様の隠し財産を使ってエンジンを新調して故郷に帰れたというのに。
うっせえな。姉貴も姉貴だぜ。船一隻直せるかどうかの微妙な額しか残してなかったとかよ。
Well, so my sister Law didn't leave enough treasures behind for me to use.
あれだっけ、ケイジ君の腕時計に入ってたブラックボックス、あれは宝の地図だったんだっけ？
ええ、ララ様が逃げると決めた時に超重量のものはこの星に残してその地図を刑事様に与えたのです。そう、我々は刑事様に救われたのです。さすが私の旦那様です。
Okay. I think I remember marrying you. Or I don't think I remember marrying you, Yunie-san.
時間の問題です。
Well, it'll happen soon. Well, you keep saying that, but it's been 6 years already, and how about giving up now? And I crawl out from underneath the works that I've been working on. Well, anyways, can you girls stop hanging out at my workplace all the time? Don't you have anything better to do?
いやー、この時間は店が暇でさ、古文とバイトだけで回せるしな。
Well, it's quiet right now, so there's nothing much to do at my maid cafe.
私は夫の顔を見るのは自然なことなので通っているだけです。
私もうちの居酒屋は夕方からだから暇なの。
Okay, so it may be a holiday for you, but not for me. I'm busy. I have lots of things to do. I got lots of orders to fix. So the three haven't changed a bit. Kanade, Lily, and Yunie. Especially for Kanade-san, she's taken back control of her body from the angel, and now she's the dominant personality. Well, the angel sometimes shows up when she's flat out drunk, but whenever she does make an appearance, all she does is grumble. So Kanade-san has stopped working at the laboratory, and now she runs a bar in town. Okay, so that's good. And I think it's more like Beltiel wanted Kanade to work at the laboratory because it'll help Beltiel build her master plan. But anyways, so if you got nothing better to do, then why don't you tell me how you were able to quit your job at the lab so easily?
内緒？
Well, secret. And that's what she says, or she always says. Well, maybe it's better not to ask her anymore and to let her take this one to the grave.
ねえ、ケイジ君、今晩どうするの？いいのどぐろが手に入ったんだけど、食べに来る？
So I'm sure the co-workers, they understand Kanade wanting to quit, and it was Beltiel who was pushing Kanade to stay in. And now that Kanade has control of her body, she's able to stand up. She's able to convince Beltiel, well, I'm not going to be a laboratory tech anymore. And now that Beltiel is defeated, there's nothing she can do much. Oh, sorry, so I've got other plans today.
今日って何か。そうか。今日か。
And without the laboratory, it makes Beltiel weaker and weaker. So it's going to be harder and harder for Beltiel to stand up and take control of Kanai's body again.
ああ、もうそんな季節か。あの金属娘がぶっ飛んでいって、今日でちょうど6年か。
So it's now the 6th anniversary of Little Miss Metal flying off into space. Yeah, it is the 6th anniversary. There you go. So a lot of things happened after the launch. So first of all, the bridge collapsed, which caused a lot of trouble. And when the recovery crew from the lab found out that Arne is no longer here, they lost interest and retreated. Okay, so it looks like they took the defeat. And I guess that's probably because Beltiel was known to be full of hot air. They probably just thought it was another one of her tall tales. So I was like, well, Beltiel lied to us again. It's another of her usual tricks, and, well, we're not going to believe in her anymore. And it's been 6 years since that summer we spent together with Arne. 6 years since she left us for her home. And today's a very meaningful day for me and my family. Oh, yes, so I now have a family. Alright, we're here, so I'll get everything ready, so just wait a moment, okay?
だって、ちょっと山を登って疲れたから、座って待とっか。お母さん、抱っこ。
Okay, so it looks like Keiji did marry Shino at the end, and that fulfilled one of Arne's requests 6 years ago. So, poor Yunie who did not win Keiji.
もう、また家でいつもしてるのに。
And their little kid's name is Corona. So looking at my little girl in her mother's lap, I can't help but be reminded of her.
綺麗だね、久美子ちゃん。
And we see Kumiko next to the family.
だね。毎年この日は天体観測に来てるけど、今日が一番綺麗なんじゃないかな。去年は台風来てたもんね。なのにお父さん見に行こうとするんだもん。大変だったよね。
Oh, all of you just stayed in the car though, so it wasn't that bad. But then again, being in a home is much safer than being in a car because, well, the car's small and feeling all that heavy wind blowing against your car, that makes it scary. Plus thunder and rain.
いやいや、当然でしょう。私は大事な大会の直前だったんだよ。風邪でもひいたらどうすんのよ。体調管理もできないプロなんて話になんないよ。
So I wonder if Kumiko returned to being a athlete in robotic sports. So piloting a Valora machine and
ケイ君も融通が利かないというか、雨の日ぐらいは日をずらしてもいいんじゃない？
and doing sports competitions again.
そうよ。どうせ嵐で見えないんだし。
Well, I know I was being unreasonable, and I peek into the telescope and adjust the lens. But all the same, it's important that we look up to the stars on this particular day.
毎晩見てるのに。雨の日はお母さんのプラネタリウムでいいと思うな。
Well, I'm sure looking at the actual stars is more exciting and more special than looking at something that's lit up by a homemade planetarium projector. Oh, well, Even my own daughter doesn't understand the romance of this.
ロマンというか、ちょっともう命名さ入ってない？
Hmm? Well, Shino, really?
ああ、いや、ほら、見て。どこかに知ってる星座はあるかな？
Well, she's dodging the question. And sighing, I look into the telescope again. And after enjoying a brief swim in the ocean of stars, I draw back. Great, so we got a clear view today. So everything will be all good, no more storms for this year.
あ、ねえお母さん、見て見て。あの星様があるよ。ん？どれのことかな？ほら、あれ。あそこで虹色に輝いてるお星様。あれってお母さんのプラネタリウムのあの星だよね。お母さんの図鑑に載ってなかった一つだけ名前のないあの星様。
So it looks like after all these years, so that was in Volume 2, Shino still has not given it a name yet. And that was one of the things that Keiji had Shino do when Shino was in the hospital many years ago.
ああ、
Shino looks at us and smiles.
あれはね、最近新しくできた星でね、名前をあるねっていうの。
So I'm gonna call this one Arne.
へえ、あるね。綺麗な星だね。
Yeah, it really is.
ほんと、毎年この季節になるとギラッギラと輝いてるよね。元気かな？
ほら、ケイ君もこっちに来て、座って一緒に見よ。
Okay, so Keikun, so stop looking in the telescope. Let's watch the stars together. Okay, yes. I sit down next to Shino, San, and gazing up at the stars with my family, I think back to that summer day, to our other family member far beyond the skies. And with that in mind, this is the end of the Corona Blossom trilogy. Okay, so overall, my impression on Corona Blossom. Hold on for a minute. Let me let this go back to the main screen.
コロナブロッサム。
So, comparing Volume 3 to Volume 2, this one does have more events. It's more exciting given all the action that's going on, and less emphasis on people's appearances. So, in Volume 2, the biggest drawback was Lily mentioning about how, well, I'm jealous, my body and my boobs are smaller than everyone else, and as non-Caucasians, I look less valuable than other people, other girls. And here, we get more of the action where the whole crew tries to fight back against Beltiel, the angel who possessed Kanade. But my favorite volume is still Volume 1, Gift from the Galaxy, because I kind of like that feeling of Shino and Keiji taking care of Arne, helping her grow up, and teaching her lots of things about life on Earth, especially for language. So, anyways, now that I'm done with Corona Blossom, I'm going to continue with finishing up my throwing titles. So I'm going to do Volume 2 and 3 from Loki Love, and unlike Corona Blossom, the volumes actually resemble character roots. So instead of having like the usual format where you have a common root that branches off into character roots, Froming decided to break up Loki Love into 3 volumes resembling 3 roots. Whereas this one, Corona Blossom, it's more like one big common root broken up into 3 parts. And maybe it would have been better if Corona or Frontwing kept Corona Blossom as one big title, because it kind of went up and down. So it was all quiet, and then all the action built up near the end of the volume. And it kind of gives me the feeling that there were just little things that roaming through here and there to increase the length of the story. And it just feels like there's not really a cohesive, complete story going on. But anyways, with regards to the stargazing at the end of the epilogue, it also reminds me of a big title that I have on this channel, so Sky Full of Stars, and that's by Pole Top, and it deals exclusively with constellations and stars. And like I mentioned before, that title, despite it being Pole Top, has that throwing element where, so in Throwing's B titles, the theme is that we have a main character who hates something but is being pushed hard into enduring it, and the reason he can't give up is because the girls are very insistent and they try everything they can to get the main character to join them. And we've seen it in Frontwing's Pure Girl, Innocent Girl, Yukikoi Melt, and Lucky Love Volume 1. And speaking of those early titles, so the reason I did Chrono Blossom in the very beginning was because this is one of the first B titles from Frontwing on Steam. So around that time, when I did Volume 1, I was playing Innocent Girl and Yukikoi Melt, all B titles. But anyways, now that this is over, I'll leave you with this message. So with that in mind, I'll see you in a future playthrough on a future game.